everyone. Welcome back to Jordan Tyler's Reading Corner, aka Flyer Tyler 657. Tonight's story we will be reading is another Elmer book, Elmer Again, as usual by David McKee. Is everyone sitting comfortably? Then we shall begin. Elmer the Patchwork Elephant was bought. It was 2 days before another of Elmer's Day Parade, the day when elephants cover themselves with bright patterns. The colours were ready and they were quietly thinking about how to decorate themselves. Elmer didn't have time to think. He was always coloured. Grey for the parade. The only grey elephant. "Time for a walk," he said to himself. As he walked, Elmer thought, "It's too quiet around here. We need a joke or something to liven things up." He came to the pool and said to himself, while looking at his reflection, "Hello, Elmer," he said to himself. "You've just given me a good idea. Thank you." When he returned, the others were still quietly thinking. Elmer went up to one of them and whispered in his ear. The other elephant smiled and winked, but said nothing. Elmer settled down for a rest. He had a long night in front of him. When night fell, Elmer waited until the others were asleep. Then, taking care not to wake them, he set himself to work. Before sunrise he had finished, and he had tiptoed off to another part of the forest to sleep for what was left of the night. In the morning, the first elephant said, "Good morning, Elmer." Another after another, the elephants woke, and they did come from every direction. They said, "Good morning, Elmer. Good morning, Elmer. Good morning, Elmer. Good morning, Elmer. Good morning, Elmer," and so on. During the night, Elmer had painted all of the elephants to look like him. Now there were Elmers everywhere, and nobody knew which was the real one. Then the elephants started to speak to each other and said, like, "Are you Elmer?" "I don't know," the other might say. "I might be today, but I wish I wasn't yesterday." Then one of the elephants called out, "This is another Elmer trick. Come on, let's splash across the river and wash off the colours. We'll see who the real Elmer is." The elephants raced to the river and splashed and splashed on their way to the other side. Once on the other side, the elephants stared. They were all grey. "Where's Elmer?" they asked. "Here, of course," said a grey elephant. "Don't you recognize me?" "But you're the same colour as us," gasped the others. "So I am," said Elmer. "Wonderful. I always wanted to be like you." "This is awful," said another elephant. "Elmer can't be like the rest of us. Things will not be the same without him." "Well, there's something I can do something about." "What?" said the others. "Well, the colours that washed off are still floating in the water. Perhaps if I won back, I may return to normal." Return to normal. Try it." "Okay, we'll try anything to get our colours back." "And we'll try anything to get your colours back." "Yahoo!" called Elmer. and he raced across the river and vanished to the trees on the other side. Almost at once he reappeared as himself, puffing and panting, but in his bright patchwork of colours. "Hooray!" cheered the elephants. "It worked! We've got our Elmer again!" With that, the elephants started chanting, "Elmer! Elmer! 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 Elmer!" Beside Elmer from another elephant, apparently appeared from out of the trees. "Did you call?" said the other elephant. The other elephant went silent instead. This other elephant was soaking as wet as he had run across the river. On top of that, both Elmer and the other elephant were laughing. "You tricked us," said the other elephants to the wet grey elephant. "You were working with Elmer and pretended to be him. We should have known Elmer's colours wouldn't wash off. It's just another Elmer trick." With that, the whole herd of elephants burst out laughing and run back into the river as they started to splash the two Elmers and each other. Once again they chanted, "Elmer! Elmer! Elmer! Elmer!" until the whole jungle shook with their noise again. And that was the story of Elmer Again by David McKee. If you want to hear great more stories, subscribe to Flyer Tyler 657 and I'll give any impersonation. See you soon!